Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're up in Hayward, Wisconsin with guide Tom Boley to try some new fall deep water techniques.
Hey, hey, John Gillespie!
This is a big, beautiful fish.
Oh, is that awesome? Holy moly! Oh my God! Oh yes!
Yes! Honestly, a fight I've never felt before.
Yes, folks, I'd have to call this a bone-chilling day. We're up in Hayward, and today is October the 16th, and you found a guy that guides up here that knows a good system for fishing this cold weather.
Yes, this is Tom Boley, and I had the pleasure to fish up here in the summertime, and he told me about an awesome late fall bite, so that's why I called you.
And Tom, this is the kind of system that we're going to do today that you can apply to any lakes in Wisconsin or Minnesota. It's deep water jigging.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, deep water jigging, you don't have to slow down this late time year. You get on some good deep water structure, whether it's rock or weeds, and you can power fish with a lot of different baits and have a great time catching fish all fall long, really.
Oh, cool. Now we got Blake is with us, of course. Going to guarantee her at least one fish.
We're going to guarantee her a few fish.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Hey, folks, so show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Big news, introducing Jiffy's new E6 Lightning with clean power. Easy starting with a squeeze of the throttle. Powered by a 6 amp hour lithium battery, along with a high torque motor that delivers superior drilling performance. Reverse drilling makes skimming holes a thing of the past. Jiffy's River Blade has longer life. Night lights offers safe drilling even in the dark. The new Jiffy E6 Lightning has everything covered.
You can't choose the weather, but you can choose to dress for it. Introducing Blackfish Performance Wear for the ultimate sun protection and cooling comfort. Using chemical-free cooling technology, our Shade and Eclipse series is designed with unique fabric to wick moisture away, as well as create pockets for air to keep you cool. Whether on the boat or on the dock, choose Blackfish, because you can choose the weather. Blackfishgear.com.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X2. Purpose-built for exploring tight technical terrain. And boasting next-level versatility. No other side-by-side delivers this level of proven off-road performance. The all-new Wolverine X2 from Yamaha.
I'll tell you what, folks, that was about my third cast of the day, and it doesn't feel real big. Well, maybe as I get him up further, he will be.
You need to grab
Matt,
him?
you got one on too? Yeah, hey, Tom, tell the folks what happened to our net.
Little windy out here, bounced out of the boat.
So we're going to be oh, here he is.
Today.
Oh, that's a nice walleye, buddy. Look at that,
Yeah,
folks.
nothing wrong with him.
Sorry about not having the net with us, buddy, but now Matt's got one on too.
I'll grab.
All right, see if we can get this one. That's amazing, guys.
Nice
I'll
fish
tell you
there.
what, too, and that's on the Kastmaster.
Yeah.
But Tom, that's going to give us a little opportunity here, buddy, to discuss what we're using in this real deep water.
Yep.
And you like the Kastmaster spoon?
Yeah, absolutely. That bait crushes fish. It's a multi-species bait, catches walleyes, smallmouth, a little bit of everything right there. So.
And we're dealing, folks, with the worst cold front of the year today. I mean, this morning you had snow sprinkles up here in Hayward
We did.
and wind.
Yep, big wind, big snow, but you can see obviously it's not affecting these guys.
I'm amazed, I really am. And we're going to take a look at the hummingbird a little bit later on. So you're looking for real deep water humps?
Yeah, a lot of these fish, both smallmouth and walleyes, pile up on deep rock this time of year. You know, it takes a little bit of work using the sonar to find it, but when you do, this is pretty much what you expect.
Hold those on. I mean, great start to the day. Blake, you're going to catch a fish today. Yeah. Woo. Matty B, this is my kind of fishing when you get a double like that to start the day. But what I really like, and you know, this is my go-to bait everywhere I go. 3/4 ounce darter head, Kalin's darter head jig. But in the fall, I go a little bit smaller with the 4-inch jerk minnow.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. Spring and late fall, downsize your bait, but you're fishing it aggressively though.
Right.
So it's a smaller bait.
An aggressive good way is the Kastmaster. What do you like about that?
Yeah, I mean, John, you can cast a Kastmaster a mile.
Right.
Super heavy, solid brass. This is a 3/4 because we got the boat sitting super deep.
Right.
I mean, 38, 40.
And cast out and rip.
Yeah, it's a rip, and like we said, be aggressive, and on the fall, they eat it.
Hey, happy birthday. You gotta, oh, hey, we don't have a net. I think you can flip him in, Blake. Well, let's see here.
Hand warmers in my hand.
Your hand warmers in your hands. Okay, nice walleye there. Yeah, that's, you know, if you're gonna keep a fish, and we aren't keeping any, that's the perfect size, isn't it?
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you. And what was that caught on there?
That was on the jerk minnow.
And when in this deep water, you're using what, a lot bigger jig?
Yeah, the big darter head jig.
And that's
That gets down to the bottom fast.
yeah, and you got to keep bottom contact.
Yep, snap it, bottom, snap it.
Yeah, that's a nice walleye there.
Thank you.
Hey, Matty B. All right. Are you enjoying these nice fall colors?
Oh, I love it. I love late fall fishing, John. Love it.
Does that feel like a walleye?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's
You
not
need to
pulling like a
grab
big
them for you?
smallmouth.
Okay,
Yeah.
remember now, our net flew out of the boat when we were coming out here.
Right. It was. It's a smallie.
Well, no net. And Tom, that water is going to be chilly. Ooh, that's a nice bass.
Yeah,
called
I feel
plump.
grand.
Look at that fish. Hold him up there, Tom. Now, is that commonplace, Tom, to be getting the smallmouth along with the walleyes?
Yep, that's the great part about fall, John. A lot of these fish kind of intermix like this on a lot of this deep rock, and you fish in the exact same way. Very fun.
Can you get numbers of smallies in a day?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, you get on some of these rock humps, and later into the fall, these fish just keep schooling up more and more, and the bite actually gets better really all fall. And you know, you can catch them on that spoon all fall or plastics. It's just a fun way to catch them.
Hold them up. I mean, that really is a pretty fish. Yeah, nice job there, Matty B.
Thank you.
Hey, way to go, Matt.
Hey.
Folks, as we talked about earlier, it's extremely important to keep bottom contact out here. That's why I'm using a bigger jig. And this is the type of retrieve, just a snap and let fall, that I'm doing with the Kalin's jerk minnow. But Tom, you're using a different bait, and you're really ripping yours pretty hard, aren't you?
Yeah, this is that Acme Hyper Rattle. Very powerful deep water tool. Real heavy bait, real erratic. So what I'm doing with this, taking it, I'm not making a super long cast. I'm getting the bait out there. It sinks incredibly fast. So when I'm fishing a lot of these depths, mid-20s, you know, 30 feet of water, this bait's gonna shoot right down to the bottom. Now, once I'm down to the bottom, all I'm doing is I do it one of two ways. I give it 2 quick pops like that, and I'll let it fall on a slack line. What that bait does, it shoots side to side and then falls real quick. And a lot of times those fish trap at the bottom. The other thing I'll do is I'll give it that big rip, John, let it fall and hit bottom. Sometimes they like that double pop, sometimes they like the single big rip, but just a very powerful bait anytime you're fishing deep water.
I'm just surprised in this cold of weather, though, that you're giving, so you're trying to produce a reaction strike from these fish.
Yeah, it's a reaction bite with these baits all summer long. That's why this style of bait's so powerful. Just a great bait anytime you're trying to get that reaction bite in deep water.
Oh, now Matty B's hooked up. Oh, what do we got there, Matty B? We got ourselves a northern pike. Hey, you know what, Tom, when guys come up here to northern Wisconsin in the Hayward area, actually it's not a bad idea to keep a couple of the smaller pike. They're pretty good to eat, aren't they?
Yeah, great eating fish. And that one smoked that Google-Eye jig in that plastic, didn't it? Yeah.
What is it about that Google-Eye jig, Matt, that makes it such an effective bait?
Yeah, John, I mean, a built-in glass rattle puts off a lot of noise, whether you're bouncing over rocks or snapping it through weeds like Tom just moved us to. And that eye really looks like a real eyeball. That glass eye looks like a real glass eye, and then you put the Jerk Junior on there, and it's the perfect bait fish profile.
Tommy's turn now.
Yes.
What is that on, Tom?
Feels like a walleye.
On what?
On a Kastmaster.
Yeah, that is a fun way to fish, isn't it?
He's kind of coming up. It might be a smallmouth.
Really? In this deep of water, huh?
Oh yeah, everything will live on this 30-foot rock this time of year.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a beautiful bass, Tom.
Yep.
That is a beautiful bass, buddy.
They love these Kastmasters.
Yeah. And that retrieve is kind of similar to what you showed us earlier with the Kastmaster?
Yeah, you know, you're ripping that bait real hard, letting it flutter back to the bottom. That's a nice chunky fish right there. and they just smoke it on the way down, John.
Yeah, that's
very,
a beautiful
very
fish.
fun way
Hold
to
them up.
fish.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Hey, you know, today's October the 17th. How long does this fishing last? Will it last through the rest of the open water?
Yep, there'll be a shallow water push of some fish, but you kind of get a split of fish in this late season. Some fish will be real shallow, some fish out deep, and you can pretty much count on those 2 bites being there for the remainder of the season.
Now, I should mention, you guide until ice comes?
Yep, right until it ices up, and then we transition into ice fishing. So.
What do you guys do for ice fishing guiding-wise?
Yeah, we do a whole bunch of shacks. You know, put guys on really a variety of species, whether it's crappies or walleyes or pike through the ice. Have a lot of fun and make it easy for guys to get out on the ice.
So you provide all the equipment?
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
beautiful. And those are heated shacks and whatnot?
Oh yeah, got to keep them warm, take the work out of ice fishing. That's why people don't like it so much, and you take the work out of it, make it fun, and we have a good time out there. So.
Nice bass, buddy. Way to go. Here we go, back in the boat, Tom.
Nice.
Kind of feels like a smallmouth, but I'll tell you what, this has got some shoulders, whatever. Yeah, it is a smallmouth bass, I think. That is so much fun, folks, when they hit. And we got ourselves a bass. And there we go, nicely done. Now this is kind of interesting, folks. We've been doing a lot of deep water fishing, and last couple of humps that we've been on haven't had fish. So Tom, what's interesting, what you'll do, and boy did he ever eat that. Not a big fish, but look at where that Google-Eye jig is, folks. Right there, he just ate that. But if they're not deep, you will actually move and fish some shallow humps too?
Absolutely, it's that changing time of year, John. Fish could be shallow, they could be deep. You know, deep you can see where the fish are. So in the shallows like this, you got to do a little bit more casting around to find them. But there's always fish in a couple, you know, some deep spots, some shallow spots. So if they're not there, you got to mix it up.
The brand new and updated Amsoil Midwest Fishing Report is now available. For up-to-date video fishing reports from all over the Midwest, go to amsoil.com/MFR. That's amsoil.com/MFR. We were fishing the Hayward area in Sawyer County, a 5.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 6.5 hours from Chicago, and 2.5 hours from Minneapolis.
Excellent. Oh, there's a good one. Awesome.
Beautiful fish.
Look at how he ate that, too.
Eat that Google-Eye jig.
This is the Google-Eye. It's available in a live bait series and then a long hook shank series. And what we did is we took a glass rattle and built it into the middle of the round jig head, and just bouncing it, hits the bottom, that glass rattle's rattling and it's sending off vibration in this dirty water in this river, and that's the result right there.
This one's coming home with me.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. Whether it's I'll fix it myself season, or finally time for warmer Carhartt season. Get what you need for nothing beats an after-school snack season. Say goodbye 1970s family room season. And even mornings are getting brisk season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Matty B. All right, buddy, I'll tell you what, folks, the wind has sure come up. Oh, here he is. And we got ourselves another nice smallie. Boy, I'll tell you what, this is tough, isn't it, Tom, working in this kind of wind condition, buddy?
Yeah, a lot of wind for sure, John, trying to cast either downwind or upwind and make it work.
Can you talk a little bit about how important that Minn Kota spot lock is for this type of fishing?
Oh my gosh, it changed the game. Being able to anchor, jog around back and forth, and control the boat in this kind of wind, absolutely crucial. So.
Hey, Matty B, stand next to Tom there so we can hear you. That one racking pretty good?
Oh yeah, you lift that spoon and let it flutter, and when you go back to lift, it just, boom, they load up on it.
This one doesn't feel real big, Tom.
No?
But, hey, I'll tell you what, when you're catching fish in 30-mile-an-hour wind, you know what I mean? I mean, this is tough. There we go, Blake. There, just, yeah, that's perfect right there. Yeah, that was an interesting hit. He actually went on the fall there, Tom.
Yeah.
I saw my line jump, dude, and then he came back and really ripped it pretty good. Let me see here. There we go. That's a, yep. There we go, folks. Now, Blake, come on over here.
I'm gonna have to change to that.
How are you dealing with this wind?
It just picked up pretty bad, but it's tough to see your line when it's windy like this, but I'm still trying.
Yeah, but it's typical fall. You know, the interesting thing in fall is you rarely get a nice sunny day when the temperature's tolerable and the wind is light though. So, ooh, another one. That one hit right by the side of the boat too. And if they're not hitting it real hard, whoa, like I say, it's kind of like a tick, and you'd make one more move and they hit it pretty hard. Ooh, yeah, there's a nice bass. There we go, Blake. Okay, there we go. They're not real big fish, but I'll tell you something, folks, when you've got weather conditions like this, I think any fish is an accomplishment. Oops, there you go. See if you can grab them, Blake. But no, that's interesting. You know, you're ripping these things up like we showed you earlier in the program, and it's like, there you go, hold them up, and it's like a little tick. Now, what did I just tell you? To switch baits, right?
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, now those are fun to catch, folks.
Yeah, no matter the size, they're fun fight.
Right, and we're in tough conditions today, and normally Tom's getting a bunch of walleyes along with these smallies. But yeah, again, conditions are tough, and catching anything is pretty cool. Matty B, that's 3 in a row for the Gillespie. Whoa, jumping behind me too in the waves there. They aren't big fish, folks, but when you're doing a new show every week and you get 30-mile-an-hour winds, any fish, like I said, feels good. Here he is. There we go. Okay. What's that, Blake?
That was the next cast, wasn't it?
Yep, and we just put a Kastmaster on for you.
Yep.
And now that we're in the fall, you're going to see how much we use these Kastmasters and this rip jigging technique, not only for bass and walleyes, but we get on Lake Michigan, we use them for lake trout and brown trout too.
Yep, nice job.
Little fatties.
Yep.
Matty B, hey, Matty B, you got to come back here, buddy. You know, I want to talk about one thing if we can. Blake, I may need the net, I may not. I don't think this is a real big fish. Ooh, that's a little bit better, Matt. Yeah, we may need the net there for that guy. There we go. Nice job. But Matty B, I want to tell one thing to the folks. Nope, not hold the net up. There you go. I want to tell one thing to the folks. The guy in the back of the boat has a big advantage because when you're doing this jigging, you got to cast either into the wind or with the wind, right?
Yeah, you have to. Me and Tom are up front right now going directly into the wind, and you and Blake are going directly out the back. Even though we're using 1/2 and 3/8 Kastmasters and they're heavy, you can't have that big bow in your line. And 20 to 30-mile-an-hour winds, you're never going to feel the bite. You're going to miss way too many fish.
Folks, Matt got mad because I said I was kicking his butt. And he gets into action, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. And it is, these are all nice smallmouth, Tom, but do you have a chance at a 2021, 22 in this part of the country?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is a big time cold front. These fish are definitely running a little smaller today, and we get a lot of those fish in that, 20, 21.5 inch range. It's kind of the big side, but a lot of quality 17, 18 inches too.
Well, I really put you on the spot with these weather conditions today, but on a normal guide trip, folks come out with you. I mean, what's the average numbers you're talking about with combined walleye and bass?
Yeah, I mean, typically we're kind of targeting one or the other. A lot of spots in the fall you can kind of hit both at the same time. To limit out and get a bunch of nice low 20s, mid 20s fish is pretty normal, and then mix in a bunch of those bass too. It makes for a fun day.
Hey, I answered Matty B. He said he's gonna get ahead of me, but no. Look at this. Whoa, this is a decent one here. Look at that. Yeah, and I think what I can do, Blake, is just do a little flip in there and kind of have them swing well. There we go. Blow over here, fish. There we go. No, I mean, that is amazing. And again, what Tom is doing is using that spot lock and positioning on different parts of the bar. And at Tom, it seems like you catch 4 or 5. And you got one on there, buddy? Tommy, all right.
Hooked up.
Feel look decent, buddy?
I think he's about the same size, but I was on that Hyper Rattle this time, John.
That Hyper Rattle is a cool bait. We got to show that. That's actually a great ice fishing bait.
It is, yeah, very versatile lure. And I'm casting actually sideways to the wind. That bait's so heavy that you can actually fish it quick, you know, really no matter where you are.
While you guys are getting that organized up there, I'm going to catch one back here. Ooh, these smallmouth are fun, boy. Ooh, there's a nice one, Blake, and in the net there. There we go, thank you. Now that's, come on back here, you guys. We'll show these fish together. And mine's on a Kastmaster. And now let's talk this Hyper Rattle. I actually thought, Tom, these were just for ice fishing. Hold the fish up right next to him there.
Absolutely not, yeah. That's just an extremely versatile deep water tool. We've been using them all summer long and crushing everything from walleyes, pike. We've got muskies on them, extremely effective, you know, deep water bait that you can fish fast too. That's the cool part about it.
That's what's nice, it's heavy. And you know, you're the guide, so you're fishing crossways.
Yep.
And that keeps a loop from getting into your line too, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it sinks so quick. The coolest part about that bait is it takes 30 feet of water and turns it into a castable depth.
Hey Tom, you know, a long time tradition on our show is to take a Johnsonville lunch break. Did you know that?
Now I do.
Now you do, right. Hey, the thing is, today we're, you know, running and gunning and fishing a lot of different spots.
Yeah.
So we want something that cooks really quick. And Johnsonville makes a great sausage. It's called Better with Cheddar. They're pre-cooked, smoked Johnsonville sausage loaded with Wisconsin cheddar cheese. All you got to do is throw them on the grill for about 10 minutes. Take a bite.
It was good, John.
Isn't that great? Nothing better than a hot meal on the water, is there?
Absolutely.
I'm Blake Gillespie here at Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters. This being my first season muskie fishing, I've been learning a lot about all the different techniques and equipment needed, and I know Fleet Farm will have it all. Fleet Farm has a great selection of muskie rods and reels. They have the hard-to-find live bait rigs for your suckers and a complete assortment of the best muskie lures. And that's why I shop at Fleet Farm, because I know they'll have everything I need.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
I might have to switch to that. That Hyper,
Yeah,
and then,
another
oh,
one.
there's a nice fish. Can you flip them or you need the net?
I'm gonna flip them in quick.
Okay, here, watch this. That's what Matty B does. That's the Pro Bass flip in there, Tom. But no, that Hyper Rattle is interesting, and it actually has a rattle in it too.
Yeah, you know, fishing deep like this, any kind of noise you can create is always a good thing. And yeah, that thing's actually got a little rattle chamber in there, and you know, did the job on that one.
Well, let's see here. We got Tommy up in the front and the 3-foot waves. Matt, you're not going to help your buddy there?
Nice one.
Oh, yeah. And that's not bad at all. I thought you said he was Tiny Tom.
No, he must have been coming at me for a
Tiny
second there.
Tim, Tiny Tom. There. No, that's another nice one.
Yeah.
And again, there is no way, folks, that you can cast a light bait sideways in this wind.
No,
that's
it's
where
a
that
good
Hyper Rattle comes in.
It's blowing 30 miles an hour, and that's about all you can do. Luckily, it's a good bait to fish out here. So.
Nice fish, too.
Yep.
Folks, breaking news from Fleet Farm. Take a look at this Engel cooler. It comes with a pump. Right now, it is on sale for only $59.99. This Engel bait cooler system with pump, only $59.99. Seriously, that Hyper Rattle, dude, is pretty amazing, man.
It's a good bait. It's a good bait everywhere.
Yeah, and you know, this technique, you know, they used it on the Bay of Green Bay, too, and catch walleyes on it, you know?
Very powerful bait, and I mean, anywhere you're fishing, this is absolutely a factor.
And especially when you're in deep water.
Yeah.
And we got ourselves, ooh.
It is a nice smallie.
That is a nice smallmouth bass, boys. That's a nice fish. Good job, guys. Well, Tommy, what do you say, buddy? We're on a school bass. We can sit here and catch these all day. You want to go try for some walleyes?
Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll mix it up, head out to some different rock piles here, and see if we can't basically do the same thing and find a bunch of walleyes out there. So,
okay,
chunky fall fish right there.
It's now time to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2018 Fishing Contest.
Daryl Wendigatz of Campbellsport is this week's first winner. He caught this 22-inch bass on Long Lake on a wacky worm. Keith Gelhar of Milwaukee boated this 39-inch salmon on Lake Michigan on a spoon. Stan Johansson of Duluth, Minnesota caught this 43-inch pike on Lake Cabotogama on a shiner. Dennis Bartlett of Grafton, Wisconsin caught this 39-inch salmon on Lake Michigan on a spoon. And this week's kids winners are Mitchell Getting of Farmington, Minnesota caught this 48-inch pike on Mille Lacs on a spinnerbait, and Cooper Sunbee of Menominee caught this 27-inch walleye on Lake Menominee on a shad wrap.
Our adult winners receive a $25 Fleet Farm gift card, and our kids winners receive a Plano tackle box. Fleet Farm, your fishing gear headquarters.
Matty B, Tommy, step back a little bit there. Blake, you're gonna have to go up there because nobody's got a microphone on except you. So run up there, Blake. And we got ourselves, ooh, nice bass there, Matty B. Now, stand next to Matty B so we can hear you, or we can hear Matty B. Hey, good job, buddy.
Thank you. It blasted it.
Yeah, that's a nice bass right there.
There you go.
You know, it's kind of a shame, Matt. You know, Tom's been on such a hot walleye bite. This wind and this cold front just killed it.
Yeah. Hey, but smallmouth are fun, but it would have been fun to get a more mixed bag of walleyes and smallmouth, but that's fishing, John.
For more information on fishing the Hayward area, call Guide Tom Boley. That phone number is 715-410-8696. 410-8696.
The future of boating is here. Now, get all the thrilling performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2 in the new 150, 175, and 200 horsepower.
Bass fishing's fun, but half of these tournaments is like a boat race, trying to beat everybody down the lake. And with that Evinrude E-Tech G2, it's like driving a Corvette. That thing is passing everybody.
All the best-in-class torque of the Evinrude E-Tech G2 is now available from 150 to 300 horsepower.
This is a whole other level. The G2 is awesome.
To learn more, visit evinrude.com.
If you fish, chances are you've used a mustad hook. That's all we use.
Mark, get him in there. Army tank there, Dale. Oh, there is a big boy.
I mean, I just can't believe this, folks.
Oh, let's see him, buddy. Look at that. That 10 seconds, though, makes a big difference, buddy. Well, that one is a gorgeous fish.
Is that pushing 3?
It's 3. We're going to weigh it.
Mustad, the world's largest manufacturer of fishing hooks. Get the point? We did. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. Don't know where we're going to fish yet, but we'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.
Hey, hey!